Slayer's time is now.
Hello, hi, howdy, konnichiwa. It is live. We are here. This is the Doom 30th anniversary celebration stream. My name is Joshua Boyle, Senior Community Manager, and I am joined by none other than two legends. On screen left, Hugo Martin, Game Director. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good. I guess immediately I look at that shirt and I'm just like, is that like a alt metal Gundam shirt? Is that what that is?
I wore this. I have a lot of new shirts for the stream. Yes, it is like, I'm pretty proud of this one. It is, I don't know, it's like a zombie Gundam. I saw it online. I'm like, dude, I got to get this.
I love it. And there's so many different versions of Gundam. I believe that there's a zombie one I just haven't seen yet. It's in the Gundamverse somewhere. That's awesome.
And it was either that or a Godzilla one today because we went to go see as a team. Yeah, we went to go see -1. We had like a little id kind of event, and a bunch of us went to go, and it was awesome. That was so good. I still think that I think I liked Shin Godzilla's nuclear blast moment a little bit more, but it was still amazing.
That's fair. And no spoilers, but the moment where every single like part of his spine activates in -1 and the sound effects,
it was awesome. It was like,
that's other than just two giant kaiju, of which both those movies are so great. We have joined by another legend, Marty Stratton, executive producer. What's up, Marty? How goes, man?
Good. It's great to be the first guest on
Slayers
Club Live with Hugo Martin. I feel honored. You guys have taken the
look at this.
I know this is amazing. We've got our own streaming room here now.
It is.
Thanks to the Josh and Hugo show that ran for I don't know, a year and a half or something.
Year and a half.
Yeah, you guys were killing it, and
we
made it official.
Yeah, I wish you guys could see like what this room looks like, but it's, as he said, super pro. So big shout out to all the guys putting in all this work, making this room.
Got a whole team here, and on your side as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, none of this is well, I say none of this is possible. Before it was, we were just doing it so DIY. We were talking about like Hugo was like lint rolling his shirt, and we were like, we had cats on stream all the time.
Yeah, before we went on, it's like, can I have a lint roller, please? And it just we were laughing how like our old streams were like, who knows what I had on my shirts.
No, it's official, and what a perfect moment, like the 30th anniversary of this franchise. So many iterations, so much love. Like the community, we see you in chat, we see you on Twitch, we see you on YouTube, we see you on Steam. Like it's all about celebrating y'all. It's all about the Dooms that existed so that we could all get together, have fun, geek out, fandom, cosplay, everything that's been created, so many levels, so many WODs. So just to start, there's 3 different places this stream is happening, and it'll be happening on broadcast only on Steam. So let me focus on Steam for 1 second if we want to switch over to show off. If you have another browser or another thing open, I know some of you at work, I saw you on Twitch being like, I'm actually at work right now. My boss doesn't know, but I could miss this stream. So shout outs to secret streaming. But no, if you're on Steam right now, or when this is rebroadcasting, I think the deal is you watch for like 10 minutes or so, and all of the animated frames you see on screen will be yours. They'll just be in your inbox. You don't have to do anything to claim them. They'll just be there. So I was actually really happy too. It's subtle, but if you notice the bottom frame, it's actually animated. You still see the face going. So just a nice little nod to maybe change up your Steam avatar and frame just to keep your friends guessing. Who is that? I'm so used to them only having one thing on Steam ever. Who is that? And then next up, we're gonna do there are so many giveaways we're doing for this stream. I guess it's technically kind of 10. We try to get all the best stuff together, and our grand prize, of which you already know, because you saw it on social, is none other than, if we switch over to this absolute beauty. I've got one of these at home. Hugo, the whole time we were streaming, I'm sitting in this bad boy, this throne, and I
have it too.
Yeah, I've tried like all the different ones, and they're all great for different reasons, like Secret Labs, DX, everybody. But this noble chair, I mean, look, it's hard to sit on a Slayer symbol, see Doom behind you, and not feel like you're just in the right place. And it's like a power fantasy in and of itself. But honestly, these things are super comfy, well built, and like sturdy. That was the other thing. That doesn't make you feel like you're like bucketed in where you're literally driving, unless you're. That's a whole other set of a setup for home PC enthusiasts. But no, it's an awesome chair. Somebody's going to win it today. But I have to say, this is the caveat to all the giveaways for today. And there's another caveat. So if you're jumping to conclusions, like that one perfect meme of the bear on the stage, just hold that thought, because all of today's giveaways are going to be North America only. That's Canada and the US, because we're doing 30 more that are going to be on the official, if we want to switch over to the Doom Discord. So again, if you're not already a part of this perfect community of lovelies, please join today. It's discord.gg/Doom. I think maybe starting on Friday is when we're going to start it, but we're going to do a little giveaway thing for about a week on there. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be 30 different prizes on there. That's going to be international. So I was going to say no matter where you live, that can never be true. There's too many countries, but we've included as many as we ever have, and even a couple more. So if you don't win something today, there's still places you can win. So if you haven't already joined our Discord, please join today. And shout outs to all of our mods and people that are already there, just making it a better, safer, more fun, inclusive place. So shout out to Discord. And then on this stream, we are doing a world premiere of something that's going to be, by the way, all the giveaway stuff we're going to do is towards the end. We're going to hang out, we're going to chat, we're going to tell some stories, have some laughs. But at the end of the stream, we're going to rapid fire these things. So be ready at the end we're going to give you hashtags. We're going to do it that way. And that's when the rules and everything else will be out. But that's just a little taste. And again, the world premiere is so cool because it's a piece of merchandise that we had thought about, dreamt of, never thought we'd ever make, worked on for a long time, and it's real and it's happening. And I think every Super Doom collector had that has just never thought it'd be a thing. But I think, yeah,
it's perfect for the 30th.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it a surprise, so I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. And
okay.
If it is the thing, yeah, Josh and I used to do this thing in the stream where like sometimes we would pregame and he would show me some of the nerdy stuff that he got or that we were going to share, and we'd end up geeking out for like 30 minutes like before the show, and then it was, so we try to keep it fresh, so don't really look at too much of what we're going to show. I think I know what it is. If it is what I think it is, we did spend a lot of time on this, and it's kind of hilarious when you see what it is because it's an amazing collectible, and honestly, like it's so cool. Like we have in that wide shot, I don't know if the fans could see like this Prime one.
If we can, we got to take a look at this all together for a second here.
Yeah, like the theme is kind of we're going to just go through some of the cool collectible stuff and share some stories from the 30th.
We're almost there. Hold on, one more. There, shout outs to the Steam drops. Go grab these on Steam every 10 minutes. Let's go. One more.
And even if we don't get back to it, it's fine. But okay,
there you go.
So this is a Prime statue. It's crazy. This thing is nuts. It's so nuts. I'm not even allowed to get one. But like, I want one so bad.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, they're a little crazy, but it's unbelievable. Like you can't. Like it doesn't do it justice because it's the perspective. It seems kind of this thing is huge, and it's like so detailed. Shout out to those guys and the fantastic design that Alex Palma did and the incredible modeling that Denzel O'Neill, our awesome modeler, did, and like the quality that those guys at Prime One pulled off is unbelievable. So this thing is nuts.
Yeah,
and what we're debuting today is not nearly as expensive.
No, yeah,
that's a good.
Very accessible for our audiences.
Yeah.
It's
honestly been a dream come true for me personally to be able to work on something that like we get so much licensing stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think every kid in art school is, like from going back to the Star Wars stuff, you're just like, oh man, it'd be so cool if something we worked on got made into.
Not even art school. I didn't go to art school, and I mean, just having toys like you play with Star Wars toys as a kid. We all did it, and now there's toys of the stuff we work on. It's unbelievable.
We talk a lot about it when we were designing stuff, throughout development, always just like, hey man, think about this is going to be on somebody's shelf. That's kind of the test for us, is like, can it be, is it worthy of being something, on the shelf? Because not that that's not the goal at all, but like it is a sign that you've made something that really resonates with people if they actually want to have it. When I think about it, like the spinner in Blade Runner, that cop car, or just so many things, Godzilla. I mean,
Godzilla. RoboCop.
Right. It's like when they sat down to make Godzilla, I'm sure they didn't think, well, like 60, 50 years from now, kids are going to still have T-shirts of this and collectibles on their desk. So it's and I think we could totally say that of the Doom stuff.
I look at over your shoulder, the pinky. I mean,
100%.
like Adrian, Kevin, the team back in the day, coming up with these designs that literally, I mean, that is a pixelated, 5 foot, 4 foot pinky demon, and it's amazing. And it means, it's just like that's just a level of artistic and creative genius that it's amazing how that stuff continues to resonate and still be fun and cool and do everything it does. I mean, 30 years later, this is what we're talking about.
I have a plushy paint elemental. I just think it's the coolest thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I have lots.
One of those is on my desk.
It's true though. You point out the fact that like all of us that are in the collectibles, even like a little bit, like all the different versions, like the super casual, and the glass case, the room, like all these different versions of it. It's like that's such a good point though, that the stuff that you guys have been doing, especially with 2016 and Eternal, the evolution of that, knowing that like that space is so limited, right? Like if you're asking for somebody's, and we have the wide range of stuff that's like super affordable, and the stuff that's like the one in the middle behind you that's in the higher tier of this has to go in some kind of it's a throne, so it has to be put on a throne, it has to be lit like a throne, like all that stuff.
Right.
But that is so important though, is that like it's not just stuff. It's like that's all right. It's like no, I like this stuff enough. It's good enough. It's quality enough to be like I'm actually going to make some room. I'm going to make a new section, which is, and then to be able to fill it out with so much of it, because we did the mini collectibles, we did. I mean, so many different versions of it, figures, stuff. Maybe some of this will even show up in the giveaways today. I don't know. Maybe.
Right. It's pure passion. I mean, like, we go through so many iteration cycles just because it's just a sign that it's iconic. Like whether it ever gets made into, it doesn't matter. We're lucky that a lot of this stuff does get made, and the fans are like loving it. I mean, that's why we keep making it, because they keep collecting it, and we Alexis is back there. She can. Testify to the fact that we do quite a few iteration cycles and sometimes frustrate producers, but like just to make sure that it's like, iconic and because of the imagery behind us, as Marty said, we have to meet those expectations. We stand on the shoulders of creative giants, so we have to make sure that we're just making good contributions to the brand always.
100%. Speaking of places to go and make sure that your fandom is there. We talked about Discord. Discord exists, and if you use Discord, you should definitely join the Doom one. It's just /Doom. That's easy. Slayers Club is a fun place. Like, we started this all the way back in the 25th anniversary, so 5 years ago, right before we were launching. Yeah, right. Like a year before Doom Eternal. No? Is that right? God, my time is...
I think it's the 5th anniversary, right?
Circle. Yeah, it's the 5th anniversary of this. So
roughly.
We just put a new code of paint on it, I think, today, and then we're doing another one later. But again, if you haven't already, definitely join up on the Slayers Club. We always do fun stuff there, and we always keep the latest news on add-ons. Right. If you haven't checked them out, like just a shout out today to Antonio Drew God, who we just dropped. This is such a wild thing to even talk about, because you can see screenshots of it and your mind like doesn't even understand what's happening. It's so cool. So it's called Q Doom. It's exclusive. This isn't one of the ones that we had pulled and curated out of like the best list of the community for the last 20 years. They made it specifically for the 30th. So shout outs to Antonio for this. It's called Q Doom. So in the re-release of Quake, you can load this up, and it loads in, instead of the normal like start where you go like difficulty, like easy, medium, nightmare, you load up. Do you want to play just Doom enemies in Quake? Do you want to do a mixture of that, Quake enemies and Doom enemies, or just Quake enemies? And then it's the whole first Knee Deep in the Dead, rebuilt by hand, level by level episode of Doom. Wow. So it's Q Doom. It's live today. It's free. So if you have the Quake re-release on any platform, it's on literally all the current platforms and even some older ones. Go ahead and load it up and have fun and enjoy that. And then I heard a lot of people, I saw some people in chat talking about, Romero just dropped Sigil 2. Are you guys going to add it? Stay tuned. I think you might be happy, but let's just see what timing happens. But, just pay attention to the Doom and Bethesda Twitter, Instagram, wherever you guys like to watch social stuff happen. So that's Slayers Club. Again, if you haven't already joined it, you should do it now. And next up, just talking about tribute, like, let's look at this beauty of the 30th anniversary like new key art. Like this was a thing that we had talked about wanting to do, because it's always like we want to do something new. Like God, for the 25th, remember we had the kind of iconic, it was like the black and white treatment where it was all kind of demons making the numbers in this like crazy way for the 25. Yeah. But like having the Slayer bust out and just all the references, like Marty and I were talking about this the other day. We were looking, we're like back right, we're like, that's Doom 64, son of a beast. They got Doom 64 in this. There's a lot of tribute going on, and that's what it's all about. And then, of course, if you haven't already, I don't know if it's updated at this moment. If it isn't, when you're watching the restream, it will be. But SlayersClub.com, again, will have all the wallpaper sizes for all the devices. So easy if you want to add it to your life, change it up, mix it up, have something fresh, have something fun. And last but not least, this is like, we've been sitting on this video for a long time, and I'm really excited about this. Marty, if you want to set this up, we had seen some awesome community members on YouTube create some stuff, and then there was a whole chain of events that led to the video you're about to see. So Marty, if you want to cue us up for this one.
Yeah, this was just a blast, and it actually happened a little while ago. It was kind of when we were starting to come back to the office, so it was just an amazing time to get the team together around this. But this is just some amazing artistry by a guy named Matt Dawes, Ironclad Industries. You probably saw it online. He built the Doom Eternal weapons out of steel, and like true craftsmanship here. You'll see a bit in the video, but when you pick them up and you see them in person,
if you can pick them up,
yeah, the hammer is I think like 85 pounds. And but like multi layers of steel with runes carved in them that as you see in his video, actually we didn't do this at the office, but as you see in his video, lights him on fire. Prior to coming out here, he connected with another couple of YouTubers, buff dudes. They went out and used them for a bunch of crazy stuff. Again, lit them on fire. We saw this, contacted Matt and just said, hey, we would like to pay you for those. So,
what are you doing with those after you've shot all these cool videos?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So him and his wife, Cassie, drove them out here from Washington. They wanted to drive across the country, and we made a whole day of it. Had the team here, had a great lunch, took a bunch of pictures with them. It was a blast.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
And they just couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more generous. And again, just we really had a fun time. Again, most people just trying to pick them up, but some of our stronger our own id buff dudes picked them up and had some fun with them.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was kind of scary, actually. Like there was a couple of people where it's like they got it halfway up, and then you're like, I don't think they're gonna make it.
And I'll tell you, like the Marauder axe, you'll see it in the video, but it's legit sharp. I mean, the pointy, like we were very worried about like it falling on a foot, cutting off some toes. Those kinds of things. But it was fantastic.
It was.
Let's cue it up. Let's go ahead and see it. We can still talk a little bit amongst
ourselves. This was in our lobby.
This
is in our lobby, like right around the corner.
That's they live permanently now.
Yep.
All right. That's Hugo struggling with the hammer.
Yeah, that's how heavy that thing was.
Matt and Cassie.
This was not.
This is the that's the buff dudes kind of. We don't light them on fire in the office.
That's fair.
They're so like badass. Yeah, that was it, dude. That's not easy to hold that like that. And Evan's pretty.
That guy is big and strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little face off.
Yeah, we got the whole team. It was fun. It was awesome. And they're on display, and
they're hidden behind us. I'm getting a note. They're actually they're right back there. I think they're locked in. They're behind the
That's right.
Doom guy.
We're not going to attempt to pick these up.
I think I see a shadow behind the pinky. Okay, yeah. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's two of them.
I feel like doing it live would be when we do the fingers and toes thing. That's how it would happen, right?
Yes.
Well, you remember when I had all of them? We're doing it live.
Maybe in Slayers Club Live episode 2, Hugo can risk cutting off toes to
we'll the act
off
to entertain.
Yeah.
This is like a brand new studio. It's all set up. We don't need to be putting gashes in the floor and everything.
Maybe some carpet down first or something.
That's about what would happen.
Yes.
Okay,
but yeah, they're like hooked up. Like you can hook up. I mean, they're like blowtorches
to them.
Yeah,
exactly.
You hook up propane to them, and fire shoots out of them.
Damn.
It's crazy.
They always say that. What is it? It's King of the Hill is Texas anime. You guys could make it real. You could make it happen.
Yes.
You just put a little propane on there.
We really
Texas
should.
anime.
We should bring them to the next QuakeCon. I think they'd be a hit. People love them. You don't want people to pick them up. But it was really cool too. Just again a note about Matt and Cassie. They when they were going to bring them to the studio, I'm like, we really need a way to display them. Do you have any ideas? We had this idea for almost like a guitar rack that holds it. And he's like, I got it. And they built these amazing steel displays with these plaques on them. We had them sign them. They're
the craftsmanship
awesome.
Is crazy.
Yeah, it was just and the passion. I mean, it's we celebrate 30 years of Doom and all the passion that's gone into mods and fan art and cosplay and all that kind of stuff. And here's someone who's taken a real profession in steel working. I think that's the right thing. And his fandom for video games, not just Doom. He makes weapons for all kinds of games as well. And creates something that is just truly like nothing we've ever seen before. I mean,
when you see it up close, the detail is crazy, and given the process, I'm sure that can't be easy to be putting detail in that stuff, given the medium that he's working in, and it's unbelievable. It's off the charts, and it's super cool people, as Marty said. So and it was great meeting them and great being able to do it, and I know the team loved it, and it was just really fun.
That's rad. All right, so we're going all the way back now in the Wayback Machine to it's Doom 30th. Somehow it's been 30 years. There's so many things that make us feel old, but this one in particular is like an itch for me. I'm just like, Jesus. Like I'm in that space now too in my mind of like who and where I was 30 years ago, which is like old enough to be doing all these things, like playing the game, setting up LANs, figuring out networking, all this stuff. But I want to start with you, Hugo. What was your first exposure to Doom? Like what platform? How did you come across it? Like what was your experience like?
So you say 30 years. So I was 17 when it came out, which is really weird. That's odd. And I was in art school at Pratt in Brooklyn, and around 94-ish was when I first. I mean, everybody heard about it, right? Yeah. It was just such a thing. Like, and you'd go to I remember going to my buddy Jacob's room. Dorm, I think it was Jacob, and playing it on his PC and getting to experience it for the first time. Again, mostly in art schools, it was all Macs, but he had a PC, and it was nuts. It was unlike anything that I'd ever played before, and it was crazy. And then my first deep dive in, because I was a console kid, was years later with Doom 64. It was my chance to go to town on it, and still love that game to this day. I was so glad that we were able to put it into some of our different releases, and always just like the vibe of Doom. It's been cool, since the beginning. Again, I think the work that those guys put in. I ask Kevin questions sometimes about like the thought process that went into how they did this stuff, because it's so good. Yeah. Like we'll spend so much time with the team talking about like how to make something iconic and the principles behind design and silhouettes and personality and all these different things, and how do you make something really resonate with people. We're doing our damnedest to make sure the characters like the Marauder and different new designs that we bring to the brand are worthy of being a part of the Doom canon. And like he doesn't really have great answers when like he's always just like he's like, well, we just wanted to make each other laugh. I mean, the work that they did is so amazing. So it really was. It was such a phenomenon. Everybody was talking about it, and then I wrote down. I became such a fan, as so many did, of id, because there was an irreverence and an attitude. At the time it was Mario and Nintendo games. So like then came Doom, and you were just blowing people apart with a shotgun. But it was all kind of it didn't seem like it took itself too seriously. So it was really that great mix, which I know that they were super fans of Evil Dead, those guys, and Aliens. So it's like, of course, my two favorite movies, as I mean, I feel like it's everybody's favorite movies. And so my teacher asked us to do this like thing where it was like, you're gonna write down on a piece of paper what your goals are, right? And like, where do you want to be, and be really specific of like the kind of artist you want to be, the kind of place you want to. I swear to God, I wrote down it. I did, like, what? Because it was irreverent, and Kenneth Scott at that point that had started moving to Doom 3, right. And Kenneth Scott was your art director, and the work that he did was insane. Yeah. So and I loved Rage. So it's just this continued. There was a mystique to it that I found amazing, and you guys always focused on, sci-fi, and it was always crazy and really cool looking designs, and there was always that irreverence and I didn't know that you guys were referencing Evil Dead at the time, but like you could, in hindsight, of course, it had that vibe, and so it just seemed to be made up of all these things that I love. So I wrote down id.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I wish I still had it too, because I was really specific.
God,
I wrote down
frame it. You gotta go to your mom's house and be like, let me see the archives.
I didn't just write down id. I wrote that a studio like id, and there was like elements to the kind of job that I wanted to have, and Kenneth Scott was just a big hero of mine. I loved his work. And then you didn't know much about id. So like, because I just remember the website was brown and it didn't get updated. That's all I remember. Like,
that was when it had a website. That wasn't even going all the way back.
It was like it's just this mystique about what went on there. So and it's crazy. It's crazy that this many years later, and we're here, and we've been. It's been awesome.
It's true, because I remember like the first time I think a lot of people had seen anybody from id was like that Wired cover, that like blue and red, like I think it was like that was, but yeah, to your point exactly, like it was such a mystery. The shareware spread of it too was just insane, right? Because Marty, I'm sure you remember too, like there was like you go to any computer show and sale, and people were, because technically you could still sell shareware, like because anybody could rebox it and put like their version of the Doom logo or their version of like the background or key art or whatever, and just repackage it. And that thing was
everywhere.
I've never seen, but then they were smart to keep the rights to, like, I think you had to like mail away to get it and pay whatever it was at the time. But yeah, I'm curious to see, like, what was your kind of first exposure both to the series and then to like, which is the one that you actually sat down and played through first, and what was that like?
Yeah, Doom was definitely the first, and it was a little bit after, because I was finishing up college when it came out, so I was behind and very very focused on getting my degree. So when I moved to LA, actually right in early '95, so it was actually a little bit after it had come out, a little over a year. I went to a friend's house, or his brother's house actually, and he had it, and I got to play it for the first time, and that was kind of my first, just like seeing, like touching it and feeling it and experiencing it myself, outside of seeing what has happened happening in the industry and stuff like that. And very soon after that, within like 5-6 months, I started working at Activision. I got my first job in the industry there. Okay. And so like middle of '95, I mean, it at that point, you have Doom 2 out, and it's blowing up, and that was in the midst of actually getting to work at a place that had a network. So the evening, and I started in QA, so the evening deathmatch of Doom was like the thing, I mean, everybody was playing, and I mean, it was already like the haves and the have-nots of Doom skill. So at the time when I was starting, I was definitely a have-not, but tried to make my progress, that was really cool. It went fast for me, as far as like, I was in that position only about a year, and then I actually started working with id. So it was like in '96. So again, not at the beginning, and that wasn't when I started at the company, but just at Activision, still working with them. But it was still that time where they were, where Hugo talks about that kind of irreverence and like the office in Mesquite, and just like you look at those times, and I was by no means an insider. I kind of felt like an outsider looking in sometimes when I get to visit the office and stuff like that before I actually joined the company. But it was. I mean, it was. I mean, they had so much fun, and certainly I don't really even feel like a part of the 90s. I didn't join the company until 2000. So, but
they were working on what at the time?
I mean, it was when I started
right?
joining them, it was the Quake mission packs, and then Quake 2 and Quake 3. I got to participate in as their producer at Activision. But just coming down, you talk about it like that they were having fun, but their sensibilities. We always talk about it, internally about somebody's creative sensibilities, and I just think they were so good. Like they were
creative intelligence.
Creative intelligence was very high.
They made really good choices.
Yeah, and that's across the board. I mean, it's just like whether it was from a programming perspective or a design perspective, and the or an art perspective, they were a very tight, smart, really hardworking team. And that really hardworking part is, I think, a big part of it. They just, from what I saw, but what I understand, what I've read, it's like they were just in sync. They were just a group that just were always together, always working, very similar sensibilities on things, and just poured it all into the game. So we owe a lot to. I mean, we say it all the time. Hugo said it. We still feel like we stand on the shoulders of giants, and it's worth saying it at 30 years. Like that team was like nothing else. I mean, it was really amazing, and we still have massive gratitude to everything they did, and all that they've established that we still build on today.
Yeah, they great creative instincts, super high creative intelligence. Seemed like with everyone in there, again, given what it is that they made, and then clearly an enormous amount of hard work, went into that passion,
huge passion,
100%. Like, because you're not going to get something like Doom, without that. So, and it's still, to me, it's like going to the museum and looking at a Norman Rockwell painting or like a Mona Lisa. It's like there's like every time I look at Frazetta's Death Dealer, I learned something new. I could always just keep looking at the great works of art, or rewatch Die Hard, and just go, oh my God, this is so. That's how I feel about Doom.
Movie.
Like, every time we play Doom, which we do almost annual. I mean, we do it really often. We'll just like make it an assignment where we all have to go play Doom again.
Yeah.
And we learn something, every single time because it's that good. And
I think people online discover that. You see in comments all the time. We've seen it around the anniversary and some of the posts and stuff like that. People saying, I hadn't played this for a long time, or I've never played this, and like it's been amazing, the work of Kevin and Mike to bring Doom 2, Doom 64, all of those to modern platforms, with the remasters that we did in 2019.
Right.
You can play it really easily. There's mods available that we've made, and you see people say it. It's like, this is really good design. This is there's a timeless quality to it. It's definitely, not a modern game in many respects, but it is modern fun, and that's something that I think, you just, I mean, just massive respect for those original efforts. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of those, so of all of that, we're only sitting here today because you are two of many people at id responsible for taking all of that and evolving it from 2016 to Eternal. So, Hugo, I'm going to start with you. Could be from 2016, could be from Eternal. It's dealer's choice. But what's a story maybe in creating it that whether it linked back to the 93 stuff, or just for the evolution of, okay, we've done that's been done. They did the arcade shooting thing. Where do we go from here? Is it story? Is it cinematics? Like, what is it? Is it glory kills? Like, what is it that, like, kind of any story from that process that brought you from, basically we had picked it up at Doom 3 on. So, like, anything pop up first? I'm curious.
The brand is so big, that like I can only think of like the pressure, but at the same time, truly like a labor of love. Like again, it's a dream to work here and to work on this kind of stuff. And so it makes the hard work easy. I just remember like and enormous amounts of pressure and wanting it to be good. That's it, always, like everything we do, just trying to make it, as good as possible. Which is kind of like, yeah, that's what I think about and everybody was in that place, I think, who was working on it. I remember the key thing was among them was always like something that a teenager would draw in the back of his notebook in math class, a metalhead, I should say, specifically, not a teenager, a teenage metalhead. And because that's when I analyze their work, I really like doing research, and when you look at their stuff, it's intelligently designed, but it's simple silhouettes. That's actually something for the designers out there. It's like, you always want to ask yourself is that if you show somebody something to someone, would they be able to draw it on a piece of paper after looking at it for a couple seconds? That is the sign of something really good. And when you think about like an X-wing, if I showed you an X-wing, and you say, okay, now go draw it. They don't need to know how to draw. They would draw something with an X and a thing coming through, or the Sentinels from the Matrix, or AT-ATs. Like you just think about all the great designs in pop culture, and so that's what their stuff is. You know what I mean? If I saw the Pinky once, I could draw it, and so making sure that everything had that element to it, and I like trying to synthesize things into little analogies, and so it's like something that a metalhead would draw in the back of his notebook in math class, and try to that Sam Raimi Evil Dead, but still kind of like Ridley Scott badass. It's always that kind of
the humor
one
and the
part
edge, like both.
Right. Yeah. It's like one part Raimi, one part Ridley Scott, and so that was. For me personally, that was like, a good, guidepost, throughout the process. Try not to take yourself too seriously while paying like massive respects, to the brand and stuff. 100%. It's two stories though. I want to hear Marty's story, but like, I know that was 2016 story. And then it's like, you don't want to repeat yourself because it's like, you want to make sure that you're bringing something fresh to the table that will bring people back. I feel like when games play it a little too close to the vest, and it's kind of like you a couple hours in, you're just kind of like, yeah, I did this the last time, like we really wanted to make sure that with Eternal, we brought something fresh. So it's like kind of different stories in there. But what about you? What do you remember?
I think it's tough because it's so, it's
wrapped
10
up
years.
In so many things. Yeah,
it's wrapped up in so many things. We're also celebrating Hugo's 10th anniversary at the company. So when I think about like
that's right,
the last 10 years of making Doom together, it's like there's a million things, and it's the thing that like I think probably the biggest thing overall is the process. The going through it with the team. You have to have fantastic creative direction for a project, and the things that Hugo talks about are he comes to the table with a very informed vision of what we're doing, whether that's the past games or current games, how those two things, how you pull sensibilities together to make a really great game, and then you have to have a team that like sweats and just hits it together, because it is the hardest. I still, I say it all the time. I think it's the hardest entertainment medium, genuinely, because you're doing everything at real time. It's got to be fun. It's got to be today. It's got to look almost, movie CG quality. So you're just, it's so many things coming together, and throughout the process, we'll do work reviews at the office, whether we call them sprint reviews or different things like that, or big presentations. And when the team sees it all come together and they feel it coming together, I think those are really special moments. Or we do a play test internally and people play it and feel it and like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is fun, or this has potential. Sometimes it's not amazing. Sometimes it's mostly bad, but like the spark of something really good. Yeah. I think those moments are great because you feel like you're on the right track. You're doing something that is going to resonate, and then the moments where it's either, a product release, or sometimes, we get to show the game at QuakeCon or E3, or those kinds of moments where you get the fan reaction to it, and you get to hear, like again, when we showed the game the first time, when we showed Doom 2016 the first time at QuakeCon, kind of behind closed doors. That was amazing. I mean, it was amazing for the team. The entire team was there. Yeah. We ran the video, and like I always say QuakeCon's the greatest home field advantage in video games. So, people were cheering and all that kind of stuff. But, we did it again with Doom Eternal. It was so much fun. It's so loud. People love the feel, love the vibe. The team is there. E3, debuting at E3 is always fun as well. So those are those moments you kind of keep the momentum internally through the process. And that's just fun. Just being with the team, seeing the creative, the creative juices come together. You get far right brain people working with far left brain people, and you get this magic. And then to have it resonate with players is always just awesome.
Yeah, I remember that a lot too. Like it's not really specific memories, just general memories of like the team coming together, like Timmy Uriman and different people, like all of our groups kind of hanging out, and it was awesome. Like, and even the excitement when you're at the final, for those who are getting into the game industry or want to get started, like it's exactly what he said. Like, it's the coolest environment because it is right brain people and left brain people connected by their passion for games. They both have an element of creativity to them, but like and it's fun, you know what I mean? And you're coming from it from different perspectives, but and then it's like, the when you're getting ready to polish, and then it breaks, and then you're there, and it's like it's late at night, and you're like, what just happened? Like, I don't know, like, let's try this, like, and sometimes you're in the middle of fixing it, and you're the one with the screwdriver, and sometimes you're just watching, biting your nails, just being like, okay,
Even moments like we have pictures of I mean, it's just that's the thing. Over 10 years, there's just like 1,000 things, and some of them are just so subtle. There's nothing just clear cut about making games. Nothing. It's all subtleties. But like, I mean, like things that are burned in, or just even like playing multiplayer together, in our multiplayer pit, and like getting angry and breaking a controller. Or we had during I think it was Doom 2016, there was a group that was trying to be the first to make it through Ultra Nightmare and not die. And again, like there was somebody playing at one of the computers in the pit, and everybody was gathered around and watching, and like those moments are just it's with the people. It's feeling it come together throughout the process.
That is what you remember too. Like, I mean, I was fortunate to be able to work in film, and people, when I first came here, they asked me like, "Oh, you worked on Pacific Rim, like, transition, and what's it like?" Yeah. I always describe this like, I mean, from my perspective, it's just it's I don't want to sound negative. All right, my analogy was that working on a movie has always felt, or VFX, a little bit, depending on the environment. Like Blur is different in my opinion, but like you're on a pirate ship. You know what I mean? You've all come together. You're like mercenaries. Yes, there's bonding, and there's things, we're going to have a destination, we're going to arrive. But then afterwards, we're just going to split up. You know what I mean? And there's great experiences there. But like, the games, and I was fortunate I started in games and then went to movies. It's more like a cruise ship, and you're going to be together a long time, and
hope
like
the
Love
water.
Boat. Exactly. I sometimes joke. I'm like, it's not because we hire a lot of people from VFX sometimes, former coworkers of mine, and Jason Martins, another person from Blur, and like I always tell them, like, it's not a pirate ship. Think of it like the Love Boat. Like we're gonna be together a long time, and like it's you remember from the projects that you get to work on, the the relationships that you have, like the journey that you took together. It sounds so hokey and all that stuff, but it's totally true.
It actually
100%.
is. Yeah.
When you watch those NFL films, we're gonna bring back the whatever Patriots, right? It's what they remember is each other, like the people, like doing it together, sincerely, like 100%. And that's what I think of when I think of 2016. It's just like the people that we made it with, the experiences we had. It's got this kind of like cramming for finals in college vibe to it that is
No, there's some excitement
awesome
to that too, and it's so shared, right? Like everybody's like on the same page. We're doing this thing. We're all going to pass. All of us get through. Yeah, no, that's huge.
100%. Giant cups of coffee and all that stuff.
I'm going to pause story time for 1 second though, because we have 4 minutes to reveal the world premiere before it goes live everywhere else. So if there is a box or some kind of apparatus to bring to Hugo,
I'm going to get handed a box.
Yes.
What's in the box?
Alexis is
box?
joining us up here.
Hopefully it's nothing like 7.
This is one of our producers here. Alexis, say hi. You can jump in here. Come down here.
What's up, Alexis?
Shout out.
Yes.
All right. So
okay.
This is the thing we had talked about. So it's unexpected. It's not in any Doom
you slide the whole
collector's
thing out.
entire big collection, but
I'll do it off camera
soon.
You can't see which cap. Oh, it's a wide shot.
We're on the wide one, yeah.
All right, we're on the right one. Okay, so I want to do a ta-da, but I'm just going to bring it up.
Let's do it. Ooh, what is that? Chat,
there it is.
What is
that?
That
is a Daisy statue.
Ooh.
And just wait, because it's pretty cool.
Wait, there's more?
People spend time on this, so we got the hellish side there.
Yep.
From the Doom games, right out of the end page of Doom. And then we got the happy side. And
so while you do the unboxing, we're going to start this. We're going to do a giveaway right now. Yeah, what's it say?
There is a quote. And my favorite part, as Josh said, is that we really did have meetings about this. We talked about this. We iterated on every aspect of this package. And it is said that the Slayer's everlasting war with hell is one of vengeance for Daisy. ... But nobody knows for sure. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so while you do the opening here, hashtag, we're starting the giveaway if we're ready. Okay, the rules are out. I see them in chat. So read the rules.
What do you need to do to get this, Josh?
You have to be have your address in North America. You have to be over 18 years old, as long as you're both of those things. Let me know when we're ready, Jules, tell CVH for the hashtag. We ready? Waiting for confirmation. Okay. Hashtag, all uppercase, all one word. All uppercase, all one word. I love Daisy. No spaces. I love Daisy. Hashtag I love Daisy. By the way, again, only North America, only on Twitch. Have to be 18. Go there now. Hashtag I love Daisy as we do this unboxing.
I can't wait to put this in my house. So, so you can put Daisy on the stand.
Like this. You don't even go that far. It's not even that. No, put it back on. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. All right, now put one of your hands on their head, and put the other one on the body, and then just.
I was gonna.
He's gonna show it.
I was gonna show it without that first.
I see. You're just
as
a whole. Okay.
If you see, there is a bloody stake here, and you first unscrew it.
And that base is legit. Like that's
it's a heavyweight. Nice. This thing is legit. Time was spent on this. We're very proud of it. And so you unscrew the base because it would be inappropriate to just shove her on there. And then you could display her like this. So
and there's magnets.
Full Daisy. There's magnets at the bottom there, so she can kind of like snap on. And then there is magnets. Is there? Yes,
I think so,
is on the tail. And then you could put the stake on, the bloody stake.
If you want to go game accurate.
And then go. Okay,
No.
And go. Ready?
Actually, the magnets are on the head, I think.
Yeah, they're on the head.
You take her head off, and then
place the body to the side.
Wait, and then because is there blood in there? Don't we have?
No. Well, that was one of the meetings where it got cut. That got cut.
Oh, that's okay.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's right. We put the blood on the stake.
Yeah.
And then you could display her head there, and then
there it is.
That's it. So you got Daisy's head on a stake. So you could get up close there. So you got Daisy's head on a stake with the cartoonish blood there. again, or if you're not into that, you could just display Daisy normally, and this is where we're at with our. We were all so excited to make this.
All right, let's get a winner. Let's get a winner announced right now. Okay, it's this way. Oh God.
Yes. Who wants these things?
This is Sysphix, SYSPHUSX. That was a coward's way out with spelling it, but congratulations, you are the winner. Keep your Twitch whispers open, and we'll holler at you and make sure we get your name, address, all that good stuff, phone number. That is a beauty. All right, so this is just the beginning of many. We're at the rapid fire here, chat, so stay with us. Next up,
you got to have enough of the blood shown.
Grab these. I have a giant bag that's like the Slayer's helper next to me here. So both of these G Fuels. Oh God in heaven, here they are. Are we in the shot? Is this the shot? This one.
All
right. Which camera is it? Here. Okay. Yeah. Let me go ahead and product face these. Let me get these all right. So as you can see, we've got both the sour and the spicy Demonade, and we've got this sweet. I can't remember if we did these the first time, but we have these now. We have these sweet tumblers also, which have the Slayers Club on one side. There's the focus. And then G Fuel on the other side. So let's go ahead and right now hashtag all uppercase, all in caps, Demonade, one word. Hashtag Demonade on Twitch right now for these beauties. Let's a little bit about G Fuel. It's going to go ahead and give you energy, it's focus, it's endurance, it's reaction. Gives you all these things. There's 15. I thought it said gallons. I was like, okay, 40 servings, 15 calories. I was like, Jesus. We have 2 of these, so we're actually going to pick 2 full sets. The winners are going to get everything you see in here. So we're going to pick 2 right now. Demonade, hashtag all uppercase. We've got a winner almost, and by which I mean 2 winners pick in just a second here, of which are big drum roll in chat. I see it popping off. Again, if you're I see some YouTube peeps doing it. We're only picking them from or it's still being typed. Yeti King 3, congratulations, you are a winner. And RBT_LZO, big congrats. Keep your whispers open. We're going to holler at you soon for your name, address, phone number, all that stuff. Remember, this is North America only, and this is Twitch only. Okay, next one. I'm excited about this. It's one of my favorites. There's so many favorites. We got the mini Mancubus collectible. Like we were talking about.
Which are hard to come by. That's the thing.
Super, yeah. That's true.
You guys really like this stuff, and so these things are not easy to come by. So I love that we get a chance to give this stuff away to you guys. It's awesome.
It's hashtag Mini Manc, all one word, MINIMANC, Mini Manc, right now, only on Twitch, North America only. Also, we're talking about the packaging of this too. Remember we went full Gibbo? We got the Gibbo, the iconic Gibbo character. We got it all in this.
We made an entire fictional toy company inside of our game just to make these things.
It's insane. So right now, Mini Manc, let's hear it. Yeah, you're right, man. I see, especially like the Cacodemon, which is obviously iconic for a lot of reasons, but man, that one, I think we've resold it multiple times after selling out, and I see it on eBay, crazy. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. They're going for a lot.
Even a little bit more nerd fiction, there's a comic book inside in Doom Eternal in his little man cave, and that character on the comic book is an actual character that we designed. Like, if there's a consistency to it, like it's part of a whole series that we came up with inside of it. And if anybody hasn't spent time in his man cave, you should just look around at all the details. It's jam packed with details.
It's beautiful. Acid0057, you are the winner of this mini Mancubus. We'll holler at you. Keep your whispers open on Twitch because it's a coming. Next up is the white armor version of this. This is going to be hashtag McFarlane. If you don't know how to spell McFarlane, you got to go back and read every Spawn comic one at a time because it's worth doing. But it's MACFARLANE. Hashtag McFarlane. Oh, man, I see you guys struggling. I feel you. It's a name I've sometimes put a Y in. I've done all kinds of stuff. But McFarlane, all one word, all uppercase. And let's talk about these for a second, too. This is like in the wide variety we did for Eternal. Like, this is so affordable. This is so cheap comparatively because, like, this was like, I think it's like 20, 30 something, maybe like on the lower end of that retail. And the detail in this is still insane. He still has like awesome movable parts and like all kinds of. He's got the Crucible. He's got all kinds of stuff happening here.
You know what's cool, Josh, and I wish we could do maybe, and we'll do it in a later stream, but I've been seeing on Facebook and a lot of the other social media forums, people posting pictures at this point of their man caves and like their displays of their collections.
Yeah.
One guy just posted this whole like Doom cave that he made in his house, and it's got all this stuff in it. It's crazy. Like people's collections are tattoos.
We got to get that stuff going for sure. No, you're totally right. There's too much good stuff out there to not be blasting.
There is. I took a picture of it just because I'm like, man, we got to talk about this guy. But the tattoos too. So many crazy things.
Incredible.
Yeah. So Kitsune Shu, congratulations, you're the winner. But wait, you wanted the McFarlane, but you wanted the Ember skin. Well, good news for you. # spawn rules. You heard me right. # spawn rules, all one word. I just felt like this is like a little bit like, we're in the McFarlane space. I just feel like I want to give a shout out to, I get the focus right. Is there we go. Is that right? Yeah. This is the Ember Slayer. Again, you guys did such a big shout out to the team at id. You guys did absolutely insane work for the skins on Eternal. There was like, honestly, I can't even think of like a quarter of them because there's so many, and they're all so good and different. And then they all rendered, the Slayer ones all rendered in every cutscene too, so like you got to appreciate it like a whole different perspective kind of through the whole campaign that way, which was awesome.
It's like you said, we gushing about the quality, the handcrafted elements to the first Doom game and the first games that it made, right? So it's like we're trying to, we have to make sure that that's in the modern games.
Flexotar, you the winner, baby. Congratulations. Go ahead and keep your Whispers open on Twitch. We will holler at you. Next up, ooh-wee, I love this one. It's so small. It's going to be so hard to show, but this is like one of my favorites we did in the store. These are the Doom Eternal keycaps. It's going to be # Kako keys. # CACOKEYS. These are the Doom Eternal keys. I'm just going to see if I can pull it out for a second just to show you. The Cacodemon one is so precious. I've got it on my keyboard at home, and like I look at it, and it's my escape key. And sometimes I'm like, let's not escape. Let's see if we can. It's going to be so hard to show up close, but I'm going to see if I can get it out of here. This is what a beautiful. It's so detailed. It's so detailed. It's so beautiful. And then we've also got the demon sign and the UAC sign in here. But I mean, full 3D. He's got all the spikes. Everything is where it, as it is, and even the paint and the gloss on him. By the way, we're going full QVC at this point. I hope you guys are ready for this because this is just all stuff we're giving to you, and I'm doing my best, but stay with us. Okay, Matt_CE. That's Matt with 3 T's because you're the ultimate Matt. Matt_CE. Congratulations, you are the winner. Next up, # Hori, HORATAC. Bam! This is a really
that thing is awesome.
Right. This thing of gear, because like remember, there's always the advantage PC, keyboard and mouse. But then what if you're on PS4? Well, if you're on PS4, Hori's like, we'll just make something custom for it, right?
Right. It's awesome.
Yeah. So this bad boy, again, Hori TAC, and these things go for a lot too, man. I saw somebody selling one of these the other day, and I was like, God damn. But all super branded out too. It's beautiful. Like you see, you've got the Slayer mark up here. You've got the Doom Eternal logo. There's like, the scratches already put into the sweatiness you're going to have in both single and multiplayer in battle mode. So we already have a winner for this. Shout outs to Old Hickory, 1767. It's a buddy. So keep your Whispers open again. North America only, all that stuff. Next up is, oh my God, this is a super special one. Okay, # LRG for Limited Run Games 102. And this thing, if I have, okay, let me see if I can do this.
LRG does just awesome stuff.
Did you see what I just did there? Can I turn it off now? Yeah, I can. So this is it off. I have so much light on this, it's so hard to see, but this is like a full 3D printed light box. And this is the collection on Switch. So it comes with Doom, Doom 2, and Doom 3. And like you said, Marty, like the work that these guys do and girls do is just so insane for like
it's incredible.
Preservation, re-release, everything physical. And again, I'm doing this. This is specifically the hashtag is LRG102 because that's what the edition is because you can actually, try to catch them all Pokemon style. We have a winner, Rush Warrior 95. It's coming to you. Thank you for being here. Keep your Whispers open. Next up, you can see these are getting bigger every single time. So we have got, can you switch me screens one sec, Julicel? Top left. Thank you. There it is. Oh my God, this is a big one. This is a big one. Hashtag, I'm not even going to say what the hashtag is. What is the other name for the Dark Lord in Doom Eternal Ancient Gods Part 2? What is the name? Hashtag. Let's see who gets it first. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, we already got it. I see somebody got it first. Who is that? They're the winner. They're the winner. Let's talk about this for 2 seconds. Hugo, like, you want to talk about iconic silhouettes. You want to talk about crazy design, mech suits. Like, walk us through the
Alex Palma. He designed that, and he did a fantastic job. And then who modeled that? I think it was Philip.
You're right.
Philip Bailey. So great work there.
Such a good job.
We have that in the kitchen.
As you can tell, this thing is big. It's big.
Yeah,
AF.
All of the collectibles is so much detail and work being put into them. Like, they're all just really high quality. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't have small hands. They look like baby hands on this box. So Pixel Captain 132, you the winner. Congratulations. Keep your stuff open. And now, drum roll for the grand prize, which is none other than, if we cue the video of the loop, because it's too big to have in the studio and show off in a creative way, this is for the Hero Series Doom Edition of Noble Chairs. Perfect, beautiful, hand-stitched chair. I don't know if it's hand-stitched, machine-stitched. It's stitched. It's gorgeous. And the hashtag is going to be all one word, all caps, be a hero. BEAHERO. So let's get that going right now. Be a hero. I see everyone's like, chair. That's what I keep seeing in chat. Be a hero. We're going to pull this one in just a second. And again, this is going to be, we get your info, and then we'll pass it off, and Noble Chairs will be shipping it directly to you. Again, you need to be in North America. You need to be 18 years or older. You need to be ready to have the best gaming chair you've ever had in your life. So all those things need to be right. We're going to get a winner in 2 seconds here, of which is, drum roll, for a beautiful chair, which I think these are still available through their website if you don't end up getting one here. It is Lil John 2137. Lil John, you the winner, baby. Congratulations. And now we come to the part where we say, okay, if you didn't win something that you wanted, chances are there's a small chance, and maybe a big chance if you wanted Daisy real bad and you didn't win it, that if we can switch assets all the way over to the gear store. Right now in the gear store, you not only have, it should be live now, you not only have Daisy available, but you also have the beautiful lithograph of the 30th anniversary art available in a big print size. And really special, we were actually able to get the original key art from Doom Eternal, another shout out to Alex, on the displate version. So if you're not familiar with they do like metal posters, really easy to hang, really super high quality. So all those are available right now in the gear store as of like 10 minutes ago. And if they're not, don't quote me on that. But if you're watching this in rebroadcast, they're super available, and maybe even available live right now. So check those out. We're just about to wrap things up here. We just gave away a decent amount of stuff. Again, if you're a winner, make sure you keep your whispers open. We don't want to miss you. We will go down the line if we don't hear from you soon enough, but make sure we do. What else? Oh, big thing here. We've already started this Sunday. There are your stories, your fan art, your cosplay, hashtag Doom30. Hugo and Marty, it's been amazing seeing, like you were saying, Hugo, like I've seen collections full of stuff. I've seen people talk about getting into the industry, having Doom being like kind of a touchstone, Marty. Right. Like there's been so many people sharing their stories. We want them to continue to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole wall here at the office where we just hang up fan art. So it's a big deal for us. We love it. We love to see it. Just see the passion, talent. I mean, it's really incredible. So
it means a lot to people. Yeah, it means a lot to us. We feel a great sense of responsibility, making sure that we are always giving you guys our absolute best. And we know it means a lot to you, and it means a lot to us. So it's great to just have a chance to sync back with you guys and give something back and give away some of this fun stuff and talk a little bit about our experiences with this. We want to hear your experiences, and it's a celebration of the great work they did 30 years ago to make kick off this fantastic franchise. That's
right. And again, all the places to find all the latest Doom news is obviously Slayers Club. So if you haven't joined, go ahead and join that today. We'll always keep everything funky fresh on there, newest add-ons, anything we're doing. We even try to get a lot of merch shout-outs on there, too, in case so you don't miss something and you just happen to not be paying attention that day. Don't see it on social, no big deal. We got you, fam. It should be on there. Also, we've got, again, Steam drops. These are going to be live. They're live right now, but they're also going to be live during the rebroadcast, which will get up a few hours after the stream for about 7 days. So remember, just watch 10 minutes or more of the stream and you should be good to go. It should just be in your inventory on Steam because we wanted to give as much as we could to you guys because we love you and we're so glad that you're here. I think with that, fellas, this is it's time to say goodbye. So any last words to everybody there at home?
Thank you for the support, for the passion, for the brand, for playing all these years. It really, we wouldn't be here without you. I do want to say, we get to be up here and talking to you, but there's a whole team of people here working hard on our next project and a couple other things that I think, we'll be excited to share over the next year or two. And again, it's you said it earlier. We're celebrating not only that original work with that original team, but a lot of people over the years that have put a lot of effort into Doom, making it great, playing it. Really, just 30 years of creativity and fun, and it means a lot to all of us here, and we're excited about all we have ahead.
Well said.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody here has an id story or Doom story.
Yeah.
And we end up with this really kind of unique group, team. It's like people who, just they're passionate about being here. And I think it really shows up in the work, as he said, it's all the sayings are hokey, but it does. It takes a great team to make a great game. So it's so true. And we got a killer one here. So shout out to everybody here at id. And I know that we speak for them when we say that we're so appreciative, as Marty said, of your guys' continued support. And we just want to make sure that we're making the best experiences possible for you guys always.
Hell yeah. Well said. Well, thank you guys, legends, for joining me on stream today. We will see you next time. And until we do, stay safe, have fun, and play some Doom. Later, y'all.
Yes.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, man.
See you later.